Welcome back. In this episode, my friend Dusty gives me some timely advice, and I finally see the benefit of contractors. Like and subscribe, become a member. Let's farm. Good morning everyone, welcome back. September 20 to 7 o'clock in the morning, and I've had quite an early start. I wanted to get all the straw off that field. The problem is I am so backed up with straw back at the farm, I've had to go and hire a baler. The only way I can get this properly stowed away now is to create bales and stick them in the proper bale store. I've given the cows as much straw as they can possibly take. I've got a pile of straw right outside the cow barn ready to go in later. I've got as much straw as I can put into the actual silo ready to make TMR, and I've also got a huge pile of straw just sort of stowed away in the barns. I cannot move for straw right now, so I thought the best thing to do was to change tack. Rather than picking it all up loose, I'm baling it, and then I can store it over here on the left hand side in this massive straw barn. That's what it's for. I might as well be using it. There we go, just to the side there, pretty much where the contractors had left a pile last time. It makes sense because you can just open up these screens here and pick it up either with a bucket, or you can, if you want to, pick it up with the TMR mixer and then spread it all out happily for the cows. So that's not a bad idea. There we go. They're all happy. The cow barn is full. But if I just get myself down here and have a look at yonder, look at those piles. I've got 3 massive piles in the barns over there as well. So hopefully that explains why I've done things the way I have. I will go and pick up the bales from the fields later, but I have got an awful lot of cultivating to do, and I am going to need some contract help. Field 74, which I completed last time round, I grabbed up all the hay. That is now ready to be cultivated. And the same is true of field 62, which has been sat there a couple of months waiting for me to get some spades in the ground, and field 61, which I've literally just finished. So those two can also be prepared, ready for the next batch of seed. All 3 of those are also going to need some fertilizer. Now I've got plenty of manure, so this is a great opportunity to use that resource in these fields and hopefully get rid of some of it from around the farm. Back to 74. This also needs a bit of stone picking. I haven't got a stone picker. That might be something I need to invest in, or I could potentially hire one and then maybe sell the stones for lime. It's going to be an extra bit of income, but it is quite a lot of work for a little return. And I've got to say, I have completely forgotten about field 54 right in the middle of our forest here. This is going to need fertilizing, and it's also going to need cultivating, ready for seed. So I've got 4 key fields I need to deal with either this month or certainly next. I need to have a look at what I'm going to put in there. I think I do need grain because that's useful for the chickens. But given that I've got cotton down in field 77, I wonder if it makes sense to put cotton elsewhere. I'm going to need to hire the equipment anyway. So that might be something I do. I might get some cotton in one of these fields, and I think that needs to go in around February, March next year. So planning ahead. Okay, what else have I got to look at? Well, I've finally gone and spoken to the various managers in each of my production chains, and they are now distributing their various wares exactly where they need to go. So I should no longer need to have to worry about logistics in terms of driving all the way down there with a truck and trailer and getting everything loaded and sent off where it needs to go. So this spinnery, which is producing fabric, that is hopefully distributing properly now to the spinnery to make clothes. The same is true for each of our apple trees, which is now distributing directly to the press to make apple juice. And of course, our wooden planks being output at the sawmill as and when we've got wood are also now distributing directly to the carpenters. But one thing I cannot automatically distribute is the milk, and this is becoming critical. So this tanker is full, 32,000 litres, and in here our various tanks are also brimming at the absolute top. In fact, dare I say it, absolutely overflowing. We're full of straw, we're almost full of slurry, the cows are out of feed. Yeah, I've got to hire something because the actual dairy is full of milk as well. I can't take any more to the dairy, but the cows are absolutely full. I think I'm going to have to hire another tanker. I'm at the situation where I may need a loan or some way of making money real quick. 15 grand in the bank isn't quite going to cut it. I've had to hire that baler, so that took a chunk out. I was around 22, so 7 grand's worth of hiring equipment there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up my phone. I'm going to give my friend a call.
Well, hello there, computer guy. How are things for you back down there in the valley?
Yeah, not too bad, Dusty, not too bad. I am struggling a bit, though, I must admit.
How do you mean struggling? Should be the busiest time of year.
Yeah, it is, Dusty. We finished all the major harvests, and now it's all about getting the fields prepped. I picked up a new field as well, down in the south, so that makes things even busier. Have you got 5 minutes? Can I pick your brains?
Yeah, fire away, computer guy.
Well, the thing is, Dusty, I want to change things up a bit, okay? I think we've kind of been taking it relatively easy, and that's been great. We've just been easing into life down here. But I really want to ramp things up. I want to really make some big bucks, get some big money in the bank. But I'm not entirely sure I can do that on my own.
And that's the point right there, computer guy. You always try and do things on your own. Maybe you want to have a look at how you can make your time more useful.
How can I make time more useful?
Time's the only commodity you want to worry about. Time's finite. You can't never get no more time. You can't think about 1 hour in or 1 hour out. That's not how you make money.
Dusty, you're confusing me. So time is my commodity and I need to use that. What do you mean?
I ain't gonna give you the answer. You gotta work it out yourself. What is it you call yourself down there?
Well, I'm the farm manager.
What is it you manage? Maybe it's time you have a think. Maybe it's you who's the blocker here. Sometimes doing less work will get more done.
Okay, Yoda, doing less work gets more done. Right, okay, thanks, Dusty. I'll have a little ponder on that.
The answer's right in front of you, computer guy. But anyway, I do like our chats. Give me a call anytime.
Yeah, cheers, buddy. I'll catch you in a couple of days, yeah?
Right on. Take care now.
Well, I'm not entirely sure that call with Dusty has helped me in any way. It's all a bit cryptic. But I think what he's saying is, I'm a farm manager, so I should be managing and not really doing all the work myself, which is kind of what it's been like round here. Dusty and I have started off small. Yeah, we've had all the equipment, but it's really only ever been 2-man jobs. But really now, I do need to get a team in to help me out. And actually, it's people that make you money, not necessarily the work you do. So if I invest in some people, get some contractors around here to sort out some fields, do all the labour work, then I can focus on the overall business strategy. Yes, I think that's what he's saying. Oh, I've worked it out. It was in front of my face all along. Thanks, Dusty. I just jumped online to have a look and see how much another tanker is going to be to hire. I think I'm looking at around 4 grand. But that's got to be better than having cows that are unhealthy and also milk that basically isn't producing. So I'm going to get that hired. I'm going to head down there in the truck and pick it up. And then I'm going to get some guys to come in, cultivate some of the fields, and also perhaps even do some mowing. If I can get 2 people down here, great. I can get things underway. Wonderful job. Right, I have just picked up a new trailer. Where is she? Tanker. Oh, maybe she's around the side. A new tanker to stick all of the surplus milk in. About 3.5 grand, 3,400. Oh, there she is. 3,400. So I'm going to get that back up to the farm and get that filled so that we can siphon off all that surplus milk and keep the cows happy. And whilst I was in there, I also spoke to the chaps, and they do have a couple of contractors available. One is not going to be available until later on in the day, but one has shot up there straight away, and they are going to start mowing. Fantastic. So that is a job that needs doing that I've now offloaded to a contractor. And that is exactly what I should be doing as a farm manager. That pile of straw is insane. I really can't wait for that to get out of the way. It's only been there a short while, but yeah, I'm hoping it doesn't rain because that will wreck the straw, but I think we're okay. It's looking really dry. Ah, look, he's already done this little patch here. I mentioned this and I wasn't sure whether they understood what I meant. Look at that, all rode up and ready to go. And also I have another little plan. While I've got the baler, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bale the grass and start to make wrapped silage that I can sell directly. I don't know if I've got enough space to back in here, but I'm going to give it a go. It saves having to move the other trailer if it will go straight in. I am in. It's tight, but I'm in. Let's see if I can get the milk. And I can. Excellent. Right. I'm going to hop out and let that fill up and then go check on the cows. Brilliant. Okay. That should make a world of difference. And when it comes to selling, I can sell the milk off directly. We're just making so much of it now. Yes, I'm sorry, ladies. I know you're scratching around, but it's only been a couple of hours. You'll be fine. I'll get some TMR in here very shortly. Straw is good. Milk is down to 201,000 litres. Slurry is the next issue. Wow. Talk about mental load and having to manage it all. There really is a lot going on here now. Next thing I'm going to do is grab the fence and get the cultivator out and get that set up and ready. So when our next contractor arrives, they'll be ready just to get going. I'm going to stick it on the little field first because that's the one who's been sat around the longest. Right, I believe the cultivator is up the top, so that'll be nice and convenient. Get up here, get it hitched on, get it all in place, ready to go. A stitch in time saves something. Can't quite remember. I'm sure Dusty, you know, he's all about time management. There we go. There she is, the blue lambkin. Right, let's just cut in. That is good enough. Right, okay, happy days. That's all set up. Yeah, that's all good. Right, engine off. I'll leave the keys in ignition. Great. Right. What's next on my agenda? I'm just wondering whether or not I go down to the market garden and pick up the little Massey. I don't know whether she's got the grunt to pull the trailer for muck and fertilise these fields. But I do need to go down there and spend some time with the grapes because I've got a funny feeling they are going to be ready anytime soon, and that's a job I can get on with while the guys are up here. Feels like ages since I've been in here. It smells very damp. It might be time to get rid of this old girl. I don't really use her that much. Most of the travelling we just do in farm vehicles. Out of the way, chickens. Well, that is a lovely sunny day. If nothing else, I have to say, we are well in for the weather. Right, let's have a quick look at the status of these. Oh, wow, they are ready. Oh, I was hoping that they wouldn't be. I just wanted a little bit longer to deal with these. This is a job I will have to do myself because there's no one out there who is specialised in grapes at the minute. We've got guys who are happy to cultivate fields and do the other bits and pieces. Oh, there's honey. I tell you what, I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling like there's a lot going on. Okay, so I need the picker and the Massey. Where is the Massey? There she is. Right, let's get sorted. Okay, stop messing around, Crimson. Get your head in the game. I think I'll leave the forks on for now. They're not going to do any harm. Yes. Do I need to wait though? No, that's fine. I'll be alright. I'll be okay. Just need to pull the trailer along, so it's not going to be a big issue. Although, yeah, it is tight. No, I am going to drop the forks. I am going to, because getting around these vine rows is really quite tight. That's the trailer on. Right, let's get out of the way. Okay, time to go get the picker. Now, this is a unique piece of equipment, I must admit. We saved up for months for this. I do wonder now whether or not that was a bad investment, but yeah, it is what it is. We've got it. I don't see the point of selling it. Really tight turning circle. Yep, just about made that through. Okay, what I'm going to do is get right to the end and then come right along the rows. It's super tight, not a lot of space to manoeuvre at all. Okay, I need to unfold myself, get myself up, machine on, which is that button. Okay, now I should just need to get myself aligned. Lovely window underneath, which really helps. Yeah, I think I've come at an angle. I'm going to have to come back and do this properly. There we go. Straight as an arrow, that's what we want. The first bit done, and that seems to have gone okay. Right, at the end, and it is very, very tight on space. I'm going to miss a couple of rows just because it gives me the opportunity to turn. That's it, and then I'll head down this one. Right, okay. Not what I expected to be doing today, was not on my plan, but it's a job that needs doing. And if we can get grapes down at the old the grape refinery processing planty thing, we'll have raisins and grape juice in no time. Dusty's absolutely right. Swapping out kind of labour work for management work, or rather people work, is definitely the way I'm going to start making proper revenue with this farm. And I've just had a brainwave. I've got contractors in to help me with my farm. But what if I use the same contractors to help me take on contracts? I've got all the equipment, so why not use that equipment to complete other contracts? Dusty and I did that quite a bit early days in Erlengracht, and it was a good way of supplementing our income, particularly out of season when we'd done everything we needed to do. But I'm thinking once we've got those grass fields sorted and we've got everything cultivated, I've got a baler on hire. I'm going to go look for some baling contracts, because I know any surplus that's left over can come into our coffers, and therefore we can sell it when it comes to selling day, and that can make us a nice tidy bit of profit. That is how I'm going to make up the extra cash, and that is how I'm going to hit my £1 million target. As things stand with the old grapes here, 82% in the hopper, coming up to 2,000 litres, it really doesn't feel like this is worthwhile. It's well, it is just a market garden, but it does seem to take an absolute age, and we don't get a huge amount of yield from these grapes. We do have the other field, so we'll have to go down there and sort that out as well. But yeah, it's a slow job. If I get to 100% on this entire field, I think I'll be lucky. There she is, 100. Just get myself off that particular vine and then get ready to tip in to the trailer. Worker who's just finished cultivating that new field down in the south, 71 or 72 is it? He's just given me a call to let me know he's finished. I'm having a look at the contract, and my goodness, there is a lot of baling to be done. Look at this, 9 grand, 10 grand. Now I've got a mower, I've got a baler, I have got a windrower. What I don't have is a bale trailer. So I'm wondering whether or not I pick one up on hire and I start to knock off some of these jobs. 8 grand, another 10 grand there. Look, there's absolutely loads of them. And if we get further down, field 13 needs cultivating for 7 grand. I've already got a man in a tractor with a cultivator. It makes sense just to chuck him up there. Fertilising on field 9, yeah, that's only £1 grand. But 7 grand for a bit of harvesting. What are we talking there? Carrots. Oh, that's specialist equipment, which we don't have. We could hire it though, I suppose. And then potatoes in field 63. I think I'll leave the harvesting ones just for now, but those baling ones and the cultivating contracts, those could be really lucrative. So with that in mind, I've got a contractor down on field 13, and we're going to get this cultivated, and then there's one more that we can get done as part of the contract system, and that should pull us in another 20 grand or so. And I think that is going to be how we start to make our money. I'm on the very final vine here. I thought I'd got this one, but I had missed it earlier. So once I've got this, I'm going to collapse myself down and then head down to the other grape field, the other set of vines that we've got, which is just in that direction over there. Right, let's turn that off, lower myself down. Right, I shall get going. I've just heard from the contractor out on field 13. They're doing perfectly well. I can feel it. It's going to be the way forward. Right turn in here if I remember. Yes, this is all familiar now. Follow this track up, and basically I'm heading all the way around. In fact, there you go, you can see the vines. There they are, looking good, and I shall be there in a jiffy. Now these should be much easier because I set them out in really long straight rows. So if I just get myself aligned, right, let's lift up again. Right, the machine is on. I should be able to just cruise over this lovely vined hill. First one done. I want to be very careful here. I'm right on the edge of this lovely stream. So what I think I'm going to do is, yeah, I'm going to back up. I'm going to do every other one. That's just about enough turning. There we go. It is tight, but this machine has got a decent turning circle. There she goes underneath. And power is on, so that's good. And away we go again. Just bringing the Massey with the trailer back to the other field with the grapes in. I've got as much as I can fit into the hopper. So let me get all this offloaded. I've also just had a bit of a radio conversation with the contractor, and they are nearly finished. So that is fantastic. The grass is done back at the homestead, back at the farm. Oh, I tell you what, I'm having to concentrate on what I'm doing here from a kind of physical labour point of view, but also try and stay 1 or 2 steps ahead of these contractors. I can see why I kind of need to sit down with a pen and paper and plan things out. Dusty was right, I should be managing people and not doing the work myself. But right now, I'm the only one who really can do this grape job, so I'm going to get this finished, get this all the way down to our grape press, and make some lovely, lovely raisins. But once that's done, I should be able to focus on the next steps. I'm just coming up to the very last stretch of vines here. Let me just get myself over the top. There we go. Contractor has done cultivating and they've moved down to field 81, I think it is, and they're ready to crack on. The chap who's been mowing at the farm is just kind of waiting for the fence. So for the meantime has said he's going to go collecting all the bales off our big field and get those stacked in our hay barn and just have a bit of a general tidy up, get some TMR with the cows. I tell you what, it's fantastic having staff on hand. I know it's going to cost me, but it's definitely going to save me time. Last little bit going in there then, and that's all done. Right, I'm just going to back up gently. I shall leave this down here, and I'm going to hop in the Massey and just park up to the side. Alright, let's drop her back down. Engine off. Okie dokie. It's almost midday. I am feeling a bit peckish. I'm just going to jump in here and have a quick look at the state of that contract. There we go. Field 13 is complete, and that is £7,400 coming to us when I cash that in at the end of the day. Field 31, yeah, they're going down there to help out Muriel. That's going to be another 8 grand. That's a fairly big field. Actually, do you know what? That's not too far away from where we have our cotton field down near the spinnery. And it couldn't come soon enough. 10 grand in the bank. I think this is the lowest we've been for a very long time. Right, I'm waffling. I'm going to get myself down to the processing plant, drop these grapes off, because that will make us some money in the long run. Now normally I would take a left and head back out along the road back round there, but now I think I'm going to take a right, because I think that will bring us around the back of the processing plant, which is somewhere in kind of that direction. Might as well give it a go. It's good to check out all these back roads and tracks. Never know when you might find a shortcut. And of course it means you get to see some of this lovely, lovely scenery. Beautiful. And there we are. That's worked out a treat. I'm glad I found that little route. That's going to be useful in the future, that's for sure. $7,000 litres of grapes, and I think I'm going to focus on making raisins, so let's make sure that those guys are dealing with that. We'll keep grape juice off, I think, for the moment. Yeah, I think that's probably best. We got apple juice. I'm not creating enough grapes to really warrant doing both raisins and juice, so I'm happy to keep it on raisins just for now. I'm back at the farm. Everything has been put away back at the market garden in terms of all the grape machinery, so that's all dealt with. I will have to go back and prune those vines and mulch everything next month, but that doesn't need doing right now. Right now, I would like to get some fertilizer in these fields, and I do need to get out here and pick up this grass. Problem is, we are very restricted by the fact we've only got one major tractor, and it is really starting to highlight the fact I may have to invest in a second decent machine at some point. The Massey's great and she can live down at the market garden, but I think I need a second big vehicle, especially if I'm going to be pulling in contractors to help me out. What I need to do next is get the old spreader on the back of this trailer and then go and get it loaded in with all the muck so that we can start to fertilise our various fields. And one thing I do want to check is whether or not, yes we do, so we have some bales of straw up here as well. They have been pulled off field 62, 63. You know what, I'd rather name these fields and give them numbers. I just am no good when it comes to numbers. I forget where things are. So we've got some bales up there. We've got some straw to pick up at the forest field. I've got this huge pile of manure here to get rid of as well. And don't even talk to me about the slurry. This thing is a never-ending nightmare. The problem is, I think the biomass place is starting to fill up. I need a bigger tanker, and again, something else I might need to invest in. But I think for now, that's a great place to leave it. I will be cracking on again next episode. So join me and all my contractors, and I'll see you then. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. Yeah, really got to get this pile in.